How's it going, guys? Back with some more post-fight thoughts on another fight that happened over the weekend. That was the fight between Oleksandrusyk and Dereck Chisora. It was a pretty good fight. Usyk stuck to his boxing. He used a lot of lateral movement. His footwork was good. He was in good shape. I mean, he kept his movement for all 12 rounds. He never really held his feet in the fight, to be honest, and I think he could have held his feet, especially in the second half of the fight. I think the movement early for the first 5 or 6 rounds was smart. He was keeping out of harm's way. He was tiring Chisora out. He was outboxing him. But when it went past like the 6th round, I felt Chisora was absolutely exhausted and he was there to be stopped. Usyk hurt him a couple times in the fight, and on top of that, Chisora was, like I say, exhausted. I feel Usyk should have held his feet there, sat down more on his shots, and finished the job. I think he could have taken Chisora out by about the 8th round. But I mean, he chose to stick to his boxing and play it safe. He didn't take risks and hold his feet. He kept moving. He was winning comfortably. I had him winning, I think, 8 or 9 of the 12 rounds. Chisora, they said he was in this tremendous shape, but after about the 4th or 5th round, he looked exhausted. He looked out of ideas. He could not cut the ring off on Usyk at all. He was following Usyk around in circles. I mean, it was very ineffective aggression from Dereck Chisora in this fight. He couldn't even land to the body consistently. The only time he was really landing body shots is when he grabbed a hold of Usyk and flailed with the one arm while holding with the other arm, slapping Usyk to the body with his right hand. It was poor. Like I say, he couldn't cut the ring off. He was following him in circles I mean, come on. You're a veteran fighter. You're a pressure fighter. You've been doing this your whole career, and you still can't cut the ring off. And I get that Usyk's footwork is very good, and he's faster than the heavyweights, and his lateral movement is good. He's moving well. But you're not even taking the angle to cut him off. You're happily plodding around, following him in circles. And maybe that was because when he's plodding around, following Usyk in circles, the fight action doesn't really pick up. He just gets jabbed and picked off every now and again. But if he actually managed to cut the ring off and trap Usyk on the ropes, then Usyk would have been forced to fire back, and he would have actually had a better chance of knocking Usyk out. But yeah, he didn't do that. He didn't cut the ring off. I have no idea why. He still has no idea how to cut the ring off. But yeah, I mean, it was not impressive from Chisora. He was slow. He didn't cut the ring off. But anyways, yeah, Usyk looked pretty good. He won the fight easily. And now he's kept his mandatory position to fight Anthony Joshua. And I'm looking forward to him, really stepping up and fighting the top tier now of the heavyweight division. Chisora's the gatekeeper of the heavyweight division. He cruised past Chisora easily. He didn't take any damage. Now onto the big guys, onto the top dogs of the division. And I think he has a good chance of beating Anthony Joshua, to be honest, because Joshua has very slow feet. He's a very robotic fighter, and with Usyk's lateral movement and his speed advantage, I can see him tiring Joshua out, and Joshua not really being able to cut the ring down on him either, and kind of getting outboxed and picked off and countered. That's how I can see the fight going. But of course, Joshua is a lot more dangerous than Dereck Chisora. He's not as aggressive as Chisora, and even with Chisora's aggression, he still couldn't really pin Usyk down. So Joshua's not as aggressive as Chisora, because I see people are saying Chisora, Usyk didn't look good against Chisora and this and that. I mean, Chisora's like I say, it's hard to look good against when he's just coming forward, scrapping. He's hyper aggressive. Usyk to me is better suited against a guy that tries to box with him. It's like Lomachenko versus Orlando Salido. When the guy is hitting you below the belt and he's headbutting and he's hyper aggressive and he's clinching and he's holding and hitting, it's hard to look good against a scrappy fighter like that. But when you got a guy that's boxing with you and you're the superior boxer and you're faster than him and you got a better boxing IQ than him, I think I think that's the style of fighter that's where Usyk will look best, when he's got a guy that's trying to box with him, and that's what Joshua does. Joshua's not a brawler. Joshua, he's a thinker in there. He might not be the most skillful guy, and he's not defensively blessed, and he's not loose in there. He's very stiff and muscle bound, and I think that's going to be his downfall. I think Usyk's going to take apart these big, heavy, slower heavyweights, but I mean, that remains to be seen. Joshua's got to go through Pulev, which is also a decent fight. Pulev's no joke, but I mean, Joshua should get past him. But yeah, then we get to see Usyk in there with the top dogs, and that's what needs to be seen, because I mean, he's better than the rest of the guys in the heavyweight division. It's about whether he can beat the top dogs in the division. I think he can, but we'll see about that, guys. Let me know what your thoughts were on this fight, and what your thoughts were on the fight card as a whole. I mean, I thought the card was pretty poor. There were two decent fights on the card, in my opinion, the main event and the co-main event. Other than that, I thought the whole card was pretty poor. A lot of women's boxing on there. I wasn't too impressed with any of the women, other than Peter Fury's fighter. She was extremely impressive, and I think she's the best woman fighter I've seen. Her name is Savannah Marshall. She reminds me a lot of Huey Fury, the way she fights. Very good jab, very loose, good footwork, good legs, good boxing fundamentals. Just a very good boxer. I think she is the best woman fighter I've seen, and I hope they do make the fight between her and Clarissa Shields. I would favor Savannah Marshall in that fight, but yeah, it's a really good fight. Let's hope they make that fight. But anyways, guys, let me know what your thoughts were on Usyk's performance against Dereck Chisora. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to you guys soon.